Hey everybody, it's Mike, aka That Reseller Guy, and today is Thursday, putting out this video for you. Today I got a big thrift haul. A lot of you know that last week I was out of town on vacation. We went up to the mountains of Arizona, went through Prescott, stayed in Show Low, then we went over to Albuquerque for a few days. I always do a lot of thrifting on the trip, or at least as much as I can. Fill in some of the downtime rather than just sit around the house and watch Netflix all day. But we did hit some thrift stores. I had some really good finds, both here in Arizona and especially over in Albuquerque, which is pretty rare for me. So let's get going. All right, we're going to start out through the trip. So yeah, we left here on Saturday. It's been a little bit over a week ago that we left. We stopped in Prescott, Arizona. They have one Goodwill. As far as I know, it's right there on the main turn where you go and start heading east, I guess that would be. And always stop in there now, and I found a couple good pairs of shoes. These are the only two items I bought in the store, and actually I went ahead and listed them while I was up on our vacation. We were just sitting around and figured, hey, I'm going to sit here and watch this movie. Might as well take a couple pictures of these shoes and get them listed. I don't buy a lot of shoes, but when I can find Hokas, I definitely do. This is a nice pair of Hokas, blue, men's, size like 11.5 wide, I believe they were. These are the Clifton 8s. They were in really nice condition. I checked inside. I always like that. If there's not a lot of wear where the heel goes, and there's definitely no little holes there in the heel, I'll go ahead and pick them up. Really good pair. They were $9.49 at the store. I went ahead and listed them. You'll see here in a second. After I show you this next pair, I'll throw the pop-up on the screen, let you know what I listed both of them for. I'm thinking a couple donated these two pairs of shoes, because this is the exact same Hoka Clifton 8s, but these are women's, size like 8 or 8.5 wide. So I'm thinking a couple bought these shoes and for some reason donated them at the same time. They're both in fantastic condition. Again, look at the inside on those, not a lot of wear. And I'll put the pop up here. I think I listed the men's pair at $80, $79.99, and the women's at like $60. That might be like $10 too high or so. It seems I definitely priced mine at the higher end of the scale, but these were in really good shape. And if I have to, I can always send somebody a 10 or 15% discount to try to get the sale on those. So it was a great start to the trip. 1 hour and I don't know, less than an hour and a half out of town. Found the first good pickup, spent $20 and should net $100 to $140, $130, whatever the math works out to. So we'll put those up here. We'll kind of fill the desk as we get going on some of these thrifts. All right, our next stop was in Show Low, Arizona, and we were actually there for 5 nights. We were definitely able to check out the town, check out what thrift stores were there. They do have one Goodwill. They have like a Humane Society thrift. They have a couple other mom and pop thrifts. We hit all those. I didn't find a whole lot there, only a couple small things. At the animal thrift shop, I did find one item, and I definitely always want to find an item when I'm at those stores. It might not be something that I would buy at a different thrift store, but because it is for a charity, I definitely try a little harder, even if I'm not going to make the most profit. I just thought this shirt was really unique. Again, I don't buy a lot of clothes. If I do, they're usually sports related. Hold this one up here if you can see. It's a New York Yankees long sleeve shirt, 2XL, but it has a bunch of the famous Yankees on it. So it spells out Yankees here. We got Andy Pettitte, Rivera, Bernie Williams, Jeter, Posada, Mantle, and Thurman Munson. So a really cool long sleeve shirt on a Gildan, I believe, tag. I didn't check the comps or anything like that. It was $4. I wasn't too worried. I'm thinking that I can get $15 to $25 is my guess. I didn't look up comps. I'll check those later when I'm getting ready to list this. But it was $4, and we'll see how much I get here. Hopefully it sells since baseball season's starting pretty soon. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a big box down here on the ground right here. I was able to pack everything up into one big box. Helped to pack the car a little better when we're leaving because it was kind of a mess. So there's no particular order here. In Albuquerque, they do have 2 Savers, I believe it is, several Goodwills, and several other mom and pop type thrift stores, charity ones and others. So we did a lot of stops there. Some of them I'll be able to remember just by the price tag on it, whether I got it at Savers or Goodwill or whatever. But some of them were good buys, some of them were okay buys. We'll kind of see how that goes. First one I think is going to turn out to be a bad buy. First off, it was this Dallas Cowboys little Hutch football, new in the box, $5.99. But as you can see, as it sat there, it deflated. So I'm going to pump it up, see if it holds air. I figure in my collectibles booth, I could probably get $12, maybe $15. Cowboys are popular. I know a lot of you don't like them. A lot of you Eagles fans. But that was the first buy, $5.99 at Savers. Next, we're going to do a couple games. And one of my favorite games through the years to sell has been Pretty Princess. This game is sold consistently for me on Amazon. anywhere used for $30 up to about $50 when it gets closer to holiday time, and for different themes. They made several different versions, and it was made over several years. So this is the pretty basic version, and I have a lot of extra parts. So all I ever check for inside is to make sure that it has the instructions and that it has everything that it looks like it should have. This little box insert, and again, you have the little jewelry here. The funniest part about this is I just mentioned in a video the other day that I haven't found one of these games in well over a year. I have had parts out in the garage just collecting dust, waiting for me to find games to fill, and finally found one. This game was $2.99. I haven't looked in a while on Amazon what they're going for, but like I said, I used to sell them for about $30, was about the normal going price for a complete used game in the box and all. Now here's another one. I didn't even look this up. It was just too cool. Kiss checker set. Now Kiss makes a lot of products. Very big following. Kiss always sells. So I don't know if this is going to be an item for eBay or if I'm going to put it into my collectibles booth. Either way, all I had to do was open it up and make sure that it had the pieces. You can see on the back what it looks like. Just got these little pieces and the Kiss members game board. So yeah, it was complete. This was also at Savers. It was a little bit more, $4.99. So again, I haven't checked the comps. Worst case is it sells for like $10 at my collectibles booth. I'd like to get a little more. I'd like to get 12 or 15, but I don't know if it's rare, if this was super mass produced. Plus it's got this label on the box. Maybe with a heat gun I can get a little bit of that off and clean it up. Either way, another good little buy. We're going to go with some more games, and these are probably ones that have multiple ways that I could sell them. I doubt these ones will sell on eBay because they are a little bit more inexpensive. We'll go with this one first. It's called In a Pickle. It's a little game. It was $4.99. This game doesn't sell for a whole lot. I think it sells for like $15 to $20, somewhere in that range on Amazon. So not really worth listing individually. This might be an item that I hold until like Christmas time, and I put in my collectibles booth when I do like a big new game display. And I sell all those games for like 10 or 15 bucks, so it's a great way for people to buy gifts there. So that was $5, and this one here was, I think, a little bit cheaper. This one was $2.99, called Telestration. Same sort of thing. It's a cheaper game online, but might have to hold it till Christmas time before I can get that sale. Sometimes what I'll do, if you watch my videos in the past, is I take items over to the local Bookman's. It's a buy-sell trade shop, and I can trade items in and get credit, and then get items that I hope I can make a little more money on it than the credit I'm getting. So those could be headed over there too, to be determined. We're going to keep going with the games here. Next, we got Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit. This one was only $3.99 at Savers. I opened it up, make sure that it had all the playing pieces, it had all the scoring wedges for the Trivial Pursuit game, and it was complete. So most likely this is going to be a collectibles booth. I don't think it sells for a whole lot online used. I will double check that first, of course. But most likely a game like this in my collectibles booth will go for about $15. So $4 into $15. Again, not the biggest flip, but it keeps items in my booth, keeps people looking for those cool things there. All right, next we have another new sealed game. This is Cranium. This one was $3.49. This is a very heavy box game, and I've sold it a few times before, and the price really goes up and down during the holidays. It'll be pretty low during the regular time of the year, then it will climb up during the holidays. So another game that may have to sit around for a few months before I can sell it for full price. Right, now we're going to go back to some Savers items, and this was one of those unique ways. Look, so I bought 2 of these bobbleheads. This is Orbit, the mascot for the Albuquerque Isotopes, I believe he is. And they must have done a special college night for Eastern New Mexico University. Had 2 of the bobbleheads. You can see they were actually priced differently. One at $4.99, one at $5.99. I looked them up. They're going for about $20 on eBay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one to my collectibles booth, put it there. You know, we're in Arizona. We're not far away from Albuquerque, so we do have a lot of transplants out here that might buy it there. I'll put one on eBay. If the one on eBay sells first, maybe I'll pull the one from my booth and list that on eBay. We don't know, but that's what's nice about having options for selling items like that. So not a huge profit item, but again, it's something. All right, now we're sticking with Savers here, and this I bought because it was basically the same items. We have 2 of these little Minecraft tap lights. They made a red and a blue version. This one here they priced individually at $1.99. This one they put in a hanging bag with a couple other items that are probably just items that'll get redonated for $4.99. So I paid, that's $5, $6, $7 for the 2 of them. $3.50 a piece. I sell them for $10 in my booth. Now, I do have to put a battery in there so people can see what it actually does. They tap on it, works as a little night light. They sell almost instantly in my booth when I put them in there. So, picked up a couple of those. All right, I told you I picked up quite a bit. This was actually a very big thrift haul for me for Albuquerque. Now, normally when we go over there, I find very little. Their stores are a lot smaller than they are here in Arizona, and just what they have for sale is not very good. And what they've started doing also is adding a lot of Target clearance items that they must buy by the pallet and put them in there. And what's funny is a lot of their prices are actually higher than what the Target clearance price was. So very strange that they do it that way, but I know a lot of stores across the country, I've seen other videos where they have Target clearance in them. So this was a really good thrift haul, and while I'm thinking about it, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, help to support the channel. If you watch the video this far, you must think it's all right, so give it a thumbs up too. All right, the next item, let's see, where was this one from? $1.99 from Savers. It's just an item that will go in my collectibles booth, Doctor Who. My other car is a TARDIS. Again, it was $2, probably like $8 in my booth. It's plastic. It's not like it's metal or anything, but something there. All right, this, I've probably sold 50 of these things on Amazon in the past. I always pick them up for under $5. This one was $2.99. It is a Belkin, and you can see it, the name on the better, Surge Cube. And I think they sell for about $18 to $20 over on Amazon. So it's not a huge profit, but when I put them in there, as always, I put them in a competitive price, it's going to sell pretty quickly. So it'll be $3 to maybe $18 on Amazon. I'll probably net about $10 on it. So always pick them up when I find them. I got a couple of video games. Again, I don't buy a ton of video games. There's a ton of people out there searching for them. And I think a lot of times the stores pull the good ones before they hit the shelf. Anyways, all I ever find are sports ones. And surprisingly, I found a couple PS2 games at one of the Goodwills. They were $4.99 each. I opened them up, make sure that it had the manual and the disc. And this one also has the manual and the disc. Not huge home runs or anything, but I believe both of these were selling for between $15 to $20 a piece. So when I can find at least a $10 profit on a video game, I'll go ahead and buy it. Next item, we're going back to see why that one's. Oh, the Savers again. Savers were pretty good there for me. This one was $2.99. And through the years, I've talked about reselling race medals. Now, not every sort of race medal, but there are certain races that I will buy them for. There's a couple in here in particular that I know will sell. They are very tangled. First, let me show you the ones that I don't resell. All of these. These are all just like kids' soccer tournament or whatever medals. These don't sell. Maybe if you had one that's really old from the early 1900s or something, even maybe mid-century, someone might be interested in it. But yeah, these essentially are just trash. Even redonating them, now I'll probably just throw those in the trash. The reason I bought this is because it had this here. This is from, see if you see the logo, ooh, maybe that way, the Spartan race. Now, I've done several Spartan races in the past, well before many of these injuries I've had. And what this is part of their trifecta medal. So you get 3 parts of this medal if you do their 3 different distance races within 1 year. And this is the finisher medal as well. Most medals, when I'm selling them, they're anywhere from $10 to as high. I've sold some as high as $30 and $40 for different race finisher medals. So I haven't looked these up in a while. This one is from 2020, so it's not real old. Something that I'll get scanned and listed on eBay. Both these next 2 items I found in the exact same store. They have a Goodwill Boutique over there. Much smaller store, but they tried to put some of their better items in there, and then they price them a little bit higher. I've never bought a single item in all of my trips over to Albuquerque, and I found 2 items, and they were both what might be home run type items. First up here is a basketball jersey. This is a Nick Van Exel Los Angeles Lakers vintage starter basketball jersey. Let me get it here, and it's size 44, very popular size. Now you can see they price them up $14.99. But looking at the comps on this jersey, they're kind of all over the place. They start $40 to $60, but they can go as high as, there was one that sold for $250, or at least it shows a completed sale for that much. I'm thinking this jersey, because of how clean it is, I mean, look at the condition of those logos. I mean, this thing looks like it was hardly worn. I'm thinking for this jersey, I'm going to list it at like $120 to $140. And see where we go from there. Again, worst case is someone can make me some offers. If I can sell it for at least $100, I will definitely sell it. But again, in that same store, Department 56. Now, all their items aren't worth a lot of money, but this one here is from the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You got the car with a big oversized Christmas tree in there. Very popular show at Christmas time. Opened it up, checked it out. It was in great condition. Now the box is a little beat up. It's got some tape on it. As you can see, it was what, $6.99. When I was looking in the store, I couldn't find this actual figure listed individually. I found it comboed with some other Christmas Vacation items, and they sold for quite a bit of money. So I'm hoping for this, it's at least $50, but I'm thinking it might go as high as $70 to $80. Again, I'm not 100% sure. When you're checking on your phone in the store, sometimes it's a little different. You get home and you actually get to use your computer and do the search and find the completed, maybe even go into TerraPeak, see what they've sold for over the year, and you get a real sense of the price. But I think minimum 40, 50 bucks, high end 70 or 80 if I'm lucky. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on that one. Couple more items to go. This one here, again, another Savers items. This was $6.99. Now, actually, that was a lot higher than I like to pay for these. Generally, I like to get these for under $5. They go for about $20 without any figures in them. You can see these open up, give you a little play set, and they store all of your little Minecraft figures in here, 16 on each side. Now, if you load this up with 16 figures on one side and 16 on the other, you can get $40 to $50 for these on eBay. I like to put about 4 to 8 figures in there and get about 30. It seems to work better. I haven't found any of those little figures in quite a while. I might have 3 or 4 still sitting around. I can put it in my collectibles booth as well. I can put it in there. If I put it in there with figures, I shrink wrap this thing so they can't open it up and steal those little figures, because that generally happens. So yeah, $7 into about 20 or so. And next we have a backgammon, upside down backgammon set here. This is just one of these leather case ones. This one does look a little older. I don't know if it is or not. Priced $2.99, and that was kind of why I bought it. It was only $3. If this were $7 or $8, I wouldn't have got it. May take it to my collectibles booth and sell it there. I may take it to book bins and try to get trade. I may sell it on eBay. I'm just gonna have to kind of check to see what prices I can get for it. But for $3, I think minimum I can get 20 for it. All right, we're gonna jump around in my travel story a little bit. When we were going to Albuquerque, there's a small little town called Gallup that's kind of between Show Low and Albuquerque. They do have one Goodwill there. I've never been to it. My wife actually looked it up on the phone while we were driving. She said, hey, if you want to stop, we can. Sure, why not? We went in there. It was a tiny little store. When I walked in, I thought I should have just turned around and walked out. I probably still should have. Only spent a couple dollars in there. There was very little in that store. But I did buy 2 Funko Pop. So I bought from the movie Onward, the Manticore, and then from Toy Story 4, I bought Gabby Gabby. She was $3.99, and that one was $2.99. Now, these are probably both like $8 pops in my booth. So I didn't make a whole lot on them, but I figured I was already in the store. Might as well grab them and make a few bucks. And now the final store that we're going to talk about is where I purchased all of these Lego sets and one other item. Another store that was in Albuquerque, it was like the Family Thrift Shop or Family Flea Market or something like that. Family Swap Meet. And it was basically like an antique or collectibles mall. A lot of different individual booths, and one in particular had a bunch of Lego sets, and they're very fairly priced. Not super cheap, but definitely below what market was on them. So they're sets that I'll probably sit and hold on for a year to 2 before the price doubles or sometimes even triples on some of these Lego sets. So I'll show you which ones I picked up. First, we have this one here. This is the Lunar Space Station from Lego City. I gotta check the prices each individually. This one was marked $45. They are all new and sealed. You can always tell on Lego, down at the end, they have these little tabs right there. You can see that tape. If you cut them, obviously you can see that they're cut. If you peel it, it tears the paper on the box as well. So it's very easy to tell if someone has opened these and resealed them. So that was the first one, $45. I will throw a couple pop-ups on the screen of what they're currently selling for. But like I said, I think most of these will go up in the closet and sit there for a little bit. Wait for them to be retired and go up in value. Next we have Ninjago, and this is the X1 Ninja Charger. This was, I think, the cheapest. Yeah, this one was only $25. Pretty big box for only 25 bucks. Show you what it looks like on the back. But again, I think these were selling for about 40 to 50 right now, so I thought 25 was a pretty good price. All right, these next two I think are both really neat. This one might be my favorite of all of them. So this is the Apollo 11 Lunar Lander. Yeah, for some reason that didn't come out real easy. This one was marked 55 bucks, but I think this one was selling for almost 100 right now on Amazon. Now again, I'll throw the pop-ups. Well, I'll try to put them up here above the box. So really great box, still new and sealed as well. Some of their boxes they're doing a little differently now. You can see down at the end, these little push tabs where you push in to open it rather than the tape. But again, 65 bucks or $55 for that one. And the last Lego set there was this Vespa. Now, they actually had a couple of these. The boxes weren't in the greatest condition, so I wouldn't want to sell them on Amazon as brand new. I'd probably have to list them as used like new and then just put in my description that it's new and sealed with a little bit of box wear. I've sold plenty of them like that in the past. I'll show you on the back right here, you can see you got a crease in the box here and a couple other little wear spots on the front and stuff. But this one was $60. And I think, again, this one was $80 to $100, somewhere in that range. They did have two of them. The other box was a little bit worse, so I went ahead and just grabbed one. I was spending quite a bit of money that day. I spent over $200 at that place. So this is a really cool scooter Vespa Lego set. And at that same collectibles mall, the last item I bought was this, just because it was so random. This very big, large patch Wayne Gretzky roller hockey centers. I don't know if he still operates them, or at least at some point he used to be part owner in one of these. And this was one of the patches that would either go on the jackets or the hockey jerseys. This was only $2.97. So I picked this up. Again, I don't think I'll get a ton for it. Maybe $10 to $12 or $15 if I'm lucky. All right, so that was it. That was the haul from vacation. Actually, I think I did really well while I was out of town. It's not like we had a whole lot of planned on this trip. It was kind of a lazy trip both in Show Low and in Albuquerque, so had a little extra time to go and hit some of these thrift stores while we're out just kind of checking out the towns. So that's it for this video. It wraps it up. It's Thursday, so no other videos this week. I want y'all to have a great weekend. Thanks for watching this video. I know you already hit the thumbs up for me, and if you're new, you're still watching at this point, and you haven't hit subscribe, please do that now. All right, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.